What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Darkest Hour. Tonight is episode 34. We have a special guest that goes by the name of LordCollector tonight. Should be interesting. He plays very weirdly. Let's say hi to the boys.
Potion.
Gentlemen, how's it going?
First night potion. Be nice. It's going good, dude. Good.
Yeah, thanks for joining, everybody. Tonight is episode 34, like I just said, and we have a special guest, LordCollector. Thanks for joining, sir.
Salud.
Another no webcam guest. This is like the fifth or sixth one. What are you hiding?
I am in a room that has no air conditioning, and I am shirtless.
God damn it, buy a webcam. Fuck. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
No, I have a webcam. You just don't get those pics for
Sweat.
free, my friend. I run the Collectors Guild. There's got to be some moolah in it for me. Come on.
Damn. All right, OnlyFans. I hear you.
Sweat just
Okay.
glistening in that room. Is there at least a fan running, dude?
No,
you just-
it's way too loud. The fan in this room is not. I need to get it
Where do you? What part of the country do you live in?
U.S. I live in. Sorry, I'm bad with locations. I'm gonna actually Google what the U.S. looks like.
You know what state you live in.
I know what state I live in, but I had a friend of mine who was a very tiny streamer get stalked after showing her face on Twitch. So I have a bunch of weird stuff like that. I don't show my face. I don't say my name. I don't say anything about. I have a medley of problems.
Okay,
Give me a
Charles.
temperature range that the state is right now.
It is mediocre warm. Anyway, hold on. East Coast.
Okay.
West.
Okay.
You can tell us a temperature range.
I don't fucking know.
Clearly,
It's
Lord isn't
skin
involved in
temperature. I'm an
some.
inside baby.
Okay.
He's doing some money laundering IRL, so I
Yeah,
get
there's
it.
some shit going down.
Works
It's all
for
right.
me.
East
Bob,
Coast.
dude.
All right, I'm an East Coast on the shore. There
Okay.
you go.
Okay, so it's probably not that hot.
Okay. Okay. We
Got
won't.
nice
We
sea
won't.
breeze
We won't
coming in.
press so hard. Okay. We get it. There's some shenanigans about. We'll
I
let
did
it go.
actually have to Google that. I'm
You are
very
the Lord of Collections, so we won't question things. But yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. I've been wanting to speak to you for a while. I know Jay and Donnie have too. You have a very unique way of playing the game. In fact, you barely play it. You are in trade constantly. You are doing auctions and giveaways and all kinds of fucking shit. It's pretty crazy. So it's going to be interesting to hear about how you fell into that and how you handle all that. But before that, Donnie, how are you today?
I'm good. Doing swell. No complaints. I'm just busy. That's all.
Okay.
Tired.
Okay. Jay Griffia, how are you?
I'm good. I'm perma-tired, unfortunately, but we're making it.
Are you doing some
happened.
yoga stretches when you get out of your seat every few hours? Are you
Nope.
stretching?
Are you talking about
Barely.
getting up out of your chair? You a maniac?
Yeah, what is that?
Do it, guys. Do it. Don't paste your ass to your computer chairs. Stretch. Make sure you stretch. Jay, how goes the leaderboard climb? Is it out of reach now?
It's
Is there
been
still
over
hope?
for like a week.
So what is this barbarian doing? Uber Pig or whatever his name is. What's his name?
Oh,
What's his name?
Walpurgis kid?
Walpurgis. Walpurgis.
Are you no
kid.
longer in the lead?
No, we haven't been leading
No.
like a week.
What?
Oh,
Are you
what
kidding
happened?
me?
Give me an update. I haven't kept up.
Yeah,
with
what's
this.
going on? What build is this barbarian going that he's able
Well,
to
you're
just
getting
steamroll?
beat by a meathead barbarian.
Wait,
Yes,
hold on. I actually don't believe you. What?
it's
You
true.
had such a
What?
huge lead.
Not anymore.
What?
You're okay.
Poor Jay.
You're getting beat by a barbarian. How is this happening?
Yeah, what build is this guy running?
What do you mean? Have you never looked at the previous leaderboards? I'm pretty sure the last 7 or Barbarian has been rank 1. The other
Really?
ones are
They're
rogue.
usually top.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
what build is he going?
Throwing axes.
Does this guy stream? Do you think he'd be good on a podcast?
That's
Yeah,
terrible.
you guys don't know about Kimchi Mage.
I've heard the name. I
it's
didn't
that
know.
guy?
I didn't know it was Kimchi Mage.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be cool to talk to Kimchi.
I thought he was a mate. I thought he was another wizard like you. Are you at least top wizard, dude?
Yeah. I'm probably gonna get past it though. I haven't really been playing that much as of
Yeah.
late.
That's unfortunate.
Well, you're still the best
like we're
wizard in the
making,
world in my heart, buddy.
You're
Wow,
my number
thanks,
one wizard, dude.
Oh.
So, Mr. Lord Collector, what class do you not play? you, when
Bard?
you,
Fuck Bard?
no, for
Remove
real.
Bard
You play
game?
you play rogue, right?
I used to play Rogue,
Okay.
just because you could rat, and I'm a rat, and I am famously bad at this game. I got to play for
Oh.
a little bit, was so bad. We went 11 raids, and I died 11 raids in a row. It was
Wow.
great. But
Interesting.
I've been playing fighter nowadays, doing solo found, right? Only find stuff in raid and use it. I'm also trying to collect every weapon on my fighter, including like orbs
Okay.
and books and whatnot. It's a fun little way to spend the very tiny amount of time I am, actually spending in raid.
Interesting. So would you say when you are logged into Dark and Darker, are you only in the dungeons like 5 or 10% of the time?
I play usually 10 hours, and then I get maybe an hour or two, depending on how well raffles go. As of late, I usually get an hour, maybe two, to actually play the game. And I stream. I only play if I'm streaming. I don't want to do anything off stream.
So
Interesting.
am a
let me get
no-lifer.
this straight. When you said you play for 10 hours, you're sitting
There's
in
8
trade
hours
chat.
of me sitting and doing auctions, raffles, etc., etc. I am a trade monger. I run the Collectors Guild. I also have to do a lot of solo admin stuff for the Collectors Guild, like with the dupe yesterday. I didn't get to do that. Was yesterday was awful. That was a whole situation. But
Sounds like you have like a board of directors. Sounds like a
how
legitimate
did this
company.
yeah, how did you fall in? Okay, let's rewind.
What is the what is the Collectors Guild? Let's start there.
Yes, what's the Collectors Guild?
Guild is the foremost hub for trading in Dark and Darker. I have been hit up, and I may need to talk to them again. I'm still waiting on contact from the devs, but right now we're the only real trade hub, other than Trade and Trader, which is a website. But
Trade
not
and
very well
Trader.
used.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
they don't
what
get used
does-
too much because their UI is a little bit icky.
So what
But,
do they like join a Discord or they contact you guys or?
There's a different for Diablo community. There's a trading Discord that's very popular there, and they have a bot that allows you to set up on any Discord a trade listing area like we have in the Collectors Guild, and it syncs them. I don't know how it does it, and I'm having someone look into the bot, as well as I contacting the developers. I always try and contact the developers when it comes to stuff in their game because I know that they have a very specific vision for trade, like they don't like the auction house and whatnot, and so I'm trying not to step over them too much. So I wanted to make sure that they would be okay with having a synced trade listing thing through Discord, because if not, I'm not going to take part. I don't care if it's like becomes super popular or whatever. Stick to
What do the
creative
devs
vision.
think of all this? Like you say, you're speaking with the devs. What do they think
I don't.
about?
Okay, I don't have any special access that I'm sure you guys don't. I just send them messages and they respond usually about once a day or so, maybe, if I'm lucky.
Once a day is pretty good. Okay.
I on the Collectors Guild we have real money trade reporting and cheater reporting, because real money trade and scammer reporting. And because scammers aren't punished by the developers, it's just a list of names of people who have been caught scamming and they have proof. And then, guild members don't do business with those people. I've had a few of them come back and say, "Please take me off the list. It's ruined me." But no, you're on for life.
Interesting. This is
But,
fascinating.
Never gonna work in this town again, kid.
I have to forward the RMT and the cheater stuff to the devs. I'm sure I'm annoying the shit out of them. I don't know if they have like a proper channel for me to send this stuff through, so I've just been sending it to the devs that I know.
Okay, so you've created like a whole outside the game Discord, which is like
We're a
a
guild?
trader community, a guild that's like outside the game, and you guys have like a trade chat and a Discord. What is what's the bonus of going through the Collectors Guild versus just doing regular trade chat? Like,
Good
why would I do all
Way
the extra work?
faster than getting your stuff noticed quickly, and then sweat discords for each. I don't think the elite Discord, the secret one, or quote unquote secret, is officially like tied to us, but the Chad Discord, Barbarians, the Warlocks Discord, the Rogues Discord, they all know about us, and their people frequent there. We have trade listings so people can list their good items, and for the most part, it's not a great place for low tier trading. Low tier trading is still something that you just kind of have to tough it out on the market. But if you get mid to high tier items, it's just the place that you have to go, especially if you're looking for artifacts, which are what we collectors call named items. You pretty much, if you want to get good prices, you either go through one of us or you eventually come into contact with one of the trade fences. Our tentacles reach out into the market. We're everywhere.
How many members?
Yeah, I was going to
of
ask
the
that. How many people?
Yeah.
2,000 to 3,000 right now.
What?
Wow.
The fuck?
And you want to know what? I only made the Discord. I started with 6 people in the Discord at the start of the wipe. We tested. I was trying to get a auction bot working, and right before of course they didn't give us any notice. Right before things started going, I wasn't able to get it working. Turned it down, and then started streaming. And then all of this has happened in one wipe. Well, I guess not one wipe technically, because they did a wipe in the mid thing, but since release.
Interesting.
3,000
How old are
members
you,
and-
dude?
So
I'm in my 20s.
You're in your 20s.
Okay.
You are a dark and darker billionaire. Wow, look at you go.
Yep.
That's amazing. There's a couple thousand people in this guild. How the hell did you find out you were into this? Like, what's your gaming background? Do you do this in other video games? Did you just start doing this in
But how
Dark
far
and
back do
Darker?
you want to go? Because I've been playing games since I was a kid, and my dad used to do World of Warcraft training. He would do like engineering and whatnot. And so I grew up around that. Started learning how to craft and whatnot. Was awful at World of Warcraft. I'm bad at most games, to be fair. But I was really bad at WoW. Leveled to level 25 in the starting zone because I didn't realize that you should leave, which was an interesting experience. I don't want to think about
Okay.
how long I must have stayed there as a kid.
Jesus.
Wow.
But whenever I started picking up trade interest, I've played lots of games, and I don't know what it is with my brain, but I'm always commerce minded, kind of like the Ferengi in Star Trek, right? I love them; they're great. I have a bar of gold
Ferengi.
pressed
You're just,
lamb.
you're just getting better and better, you fucking nerd. I love this. Keep going. Keep going.
Yep.
You're great.
The
Keep
rule
going.
1 of acquisition: once you have their money, you never give it back.
there you
Yes.
Just keep
I
going.
used to have them memorized. It's been too long. I had a real life book of acquisition somewhere, but it's buried.
go. That's hilarious.
Wow.
But I kept going with trading in different games. I played all kinds of shit that trading shouldn't be a part of. I think part of the enjoyment of trading for me, this game has been supportive of trading for the most part, but like the devs said, for example, trading is not a priority for them. It's not going to be something they focus on. So, for example, with the issues with the economy, is not going to force a wipe, that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I've done trading in all kind of games that shouldn't have trading. Rust, I ran trading stuff in there. I'm awful at Rust. I did, if you've ever heard it, Space Station 13.
Yeah.
I always carve a hole in a wall and make a little trade post. Go through way
Yeah.
too
Love
much
that game.
effort.
Okay. No
Yeah,
jokes.
I used to run
No
casinos
jokes.
and stuff in
Yep.
there. And there's so many games, but my trading journey in Dark and Darker itself started with Spud Hunter. So it all was just happenstance. I wanted to try trading a little bit because I was like learning the game and I wanted to see if I could make a little bit of cash on the side. I go into it was the unified trade at the time. This was back when they still had the Unitrade, where instead of splitting it by class, it was just different trade halls that would fill up. So
Gotcha.
I was in Unitrade 1, and someone had like, I don't know, 20, 30 of those Molotovs, and they were like 100 gold. And I'm like, dang, that's a deal, and I can make fat profit on them. An hour later, I had yet to sell a single one, and I was out of gold and couldn't get out of raid. Despair was flowing through my heart, and I am not a Twitch person. I do not watch Twitch streams that often.
Lies.
Now I do.
All right,
Now
okay.
I do,
Now you
right?
do.
I'm a Twitch guy. I gotta hang around now. So I decided to go check to see who was playing. I bump into Spud Hunter, and on stream, within 10 seconds of me joining his chat, he goes, "Man, you know what I could really go for right now? Molotovs. I wonder if anyone's selling those." I hit him with such excitement that he thought I was a bot that wasn't a real human being. It's a great clip. I hope someone clipped it at some point because it was amazing. I just suck at talking. But yeah, after that, I just started fencing for him. He would get gear, send it to me. I'd start selling it. I'd get good prices, and I'd give him back. I don't remember what my old rates used to be. I think I gave him like basically 100% minus like 100 gold or something, just to pay for trade fees and whatnot. But then I started to evolve as a fence. I met Orlanthi. Orlanthi carried me through a lot of my early trading years because, cracked at the game and whatnot. He would come out, he'd get amazing shit, he'd have me sell it, and then eventually it got to the point where he would have me look for, this was the old days of trading, so trade people are going to cringe at this, but he would have me buy Cinder and look out for Cinder for like 8,000 gold. Nowadays, that figure is hilariously low. But back then that used to be sensible. I would have enough to be able to buy it. Sometimes I'd get a loan from one of his teammates. I'd buy it, give it to him, get a little bit cut on the side, and everyone was happy. And then eventually, more and more people, Orlanthe spread the word all on his own. Man was an evangelist. He spread it to all of his buddies, and eventually I started getting more and more fence people. It started eating up more and more time. I love Dark and Darker, both playing it and trading. So this was a dream come true. And eventually, when this wipe started, I made the Collectors Guild, and things hugely blew up from there. I was surprised that there was so much of a market for better trading than what's currently offered in the game and connections. And now I have guild fences, trusted members who can do middlemaning, auctions, raffles, blown up in a huge way that I would have never foreseen. I'm actually living my life stream.
Well, holy shit.
All right, I gotta ask.
Okay.
How much accessible wealth do you have in Dark and Darker?
Dark and Darker?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me check.
No, real life.
In real life, I'm extremely poor.
I'm
I have a
just kidding.
disease that's expensive.
I'm sorry to hear that.
17 keys plus my Elven Bow of Truth that I'm giving away at the end of the podcast.
Hey, announce that, by
sorry,
the way.
18.
Promote yourself.
Plus bits and bobs of gold that are spread out amongst different places. Just like
Okay.
100 here, 200 there.
How much does a cinder go for now if it used to go for 8,000?
We just did. So it depends on what you're asking, right? So if you know the right people, prices get much higher. Some of my guild fences, like Risen, and I have no idea what's up with your webcam. It is being freaky, but at least
Mine?
on my end.
There's
Sorry,
just Discord being
it's
slow.
haunting.
Ooh.
But yeah, it goes from like 15 to 40 keys, 2 pump. Yeah, he's another one of the guild fences. But it depends really on what stats you have, what's going for. Now raffles, they boost. They're the thing that I've been doing recently. People can pay for a raffle ticket and get a chance to win a artifact, which allows people with less keys available to be able to actually get access to artifacts.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's boost. It also increases the amount of profit that like an individual item gives you. Right. You have an item that would struggle to sell for 15 keys, and raffles generally go for a minimum like 25 keys because you get 25 people that want to enter. So massively increases your profits.
That's
So
crazy.
I gotta ask. So when you start playing, you said you hardly play, right? You have to be level 10 to obviously get to the trade market, right?
Mhm.
How do you just hit 10 and then you just immediately start buying
Trading,
low,
yeah.
selling high? You just all from trading. That's where you build your wealth. You don't even play the game.
No,
much?
fencing nowadays. Back
Fencing.
in the old days, I used to find my own stuff and start. Man, sorry. I'm getting super distracted.
go
My
ahead.
disc or my OBS keeps. Everything looks fine on my OBS, but this is haunting. You guys are moving around in like a horror movie. This is genuinely freaky.
That's
Anyway,
weird.
but yeah, I used to build up my wealth naturally, but nowadays everyone knows me as a fence, and so I'll get enough gold to start trading. At least this wipe I did, and then they'd give me stuff. I'd sell it, and I take 5% off the top, or 15 for fencing when I used to do that. Nowadays I'm too busy with auctions and raffles and whatnot to ever fence. That's why I reached out to the fencing community. Now I got agents.
Interesting. That's crazy.
The
Okay,
pyramid
so
scheme has begun, huh?
Right.
Yeah,
It all
yeah.
kicks up.
so that's very fascinating. Thank you for that rundown. I guess a question that myself and maybe many other people would want to know is, what's the quickest, easiest, best way to get rich in Dark and Darker? There's a brand new wipe. Everyone's level 1. There's no gear. There's no raffles. There's no cinders for sale for 30,000 gold. What's the best way to get rich?
Do you have a group, and are you willing to do things that the devs don't like?
Like what?
Oh.
There's stuff that you can do that the devs are
No.
not a fan of. Okay, then no.
You're talking
I
about
would
cheesing?
not cheesing. No, cheesing's fine. Cheesing's part of the
I mean, you
game.
should tell us, but I'm
What are you
not gonna do
talking
it.
about? Are you talking about duping?
No, you can team on certain maps to make profit in ways that's not particularly enjoyed by the devs. By doing some shenanigans. You mentioned it on the previous podcast. For example, the Chinese players that would join up in groups of 20 to stream snipe people with an absurd amount of loot and then steal all the things, come out like roaches from the ceiling, and just snatch all the loot off bodies. One of them's gonna make it out eventually, right? It's
Yeah. Okay.
stuff like that. That's a
Gotta love
decent
the
way to make
Chinese.
money, but not very. It's difficult to organize and probably isn't worth it in the long run. If you're trying to make
So wait,
money,
there's a-
honestly, what Jay Griffin does, go bossing, be good at the game. But if you're not good at it, probably ratting. Ratting as a rogue, stealing things from chests. Chests have a chance to drop purple loot. So ultimately, if you're like me and you're doo-doo ass at this game, just go slink around, try not get caught, grab a little bit of purples every once in a while, and then just chill in the zone. In case you didn't know, the zone does 60% rested HP damage, so you can literally just sit in the zone and wait for people to leave. They never hear you coming.
So there's no there's no shortcut to getting rich. You have to be good at the game like Jay Griffin, and you have to fucking kill high roller
Ooh,
bosses.
There are
dude.
shortcuts, but they all require a different kind of skill. You can either be good at the game, you can be good at hiding, like a good rat, or you can get good at trading. I've had people in the guild. I'm so glad to say that I have at least 6 confirmed cases of people who have bought this game because of me and just did it to start trading. I find that very entertaining.
A
And
true
one of them
influencer.
never did trading before, started out, now owns an artifact. So if you're playing the game, get wrecked. Get
What
wrecked,
the
scrub.
fuck? Wow, what artifact does that person have?
No clue. He told me ages ago, but my DMs, I get like 30 DMs a day. Like I said, I get scammer reporting, RMT reporting, and I host raffles. So if you send me a
Then I-
message, it's gone within a few hours.
But
I
then
just
I just put it in a channel. They got
Yeah.
DM it too.
yeah, I should probably have him DM it to you. I think the one that he got was Fulgore. It was either Fulgore or Polv.
Do you wish you were getting paid a salary to do this full-time job that you were doing?
Yes. That is my ultimate life's dream. I don't care what means, you pay me to play
Yeah.
this game, I will never get up. Sleep is for the weak.
When
Right.
this
Give me
game, you know what you're gonna
interest-
have to do is you're gonna have to create and run whatever the third-party trading website is. You better get on that now before someone else does, and then you sell ads on it and maybe make some money. Some
Trade and
ad
Trader
banners.
already exists. I just don't
Fuck
have
Trade
any,
and Trader, okay?
web GUI experience.
I want to go to
but,
collectandcollector.com. That's where I want to
Yeah.
go.
Collecting.
Collect and Collector.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah, it seems like a good idea, but I'm also not sure. Like I said, I care more than I should about what the devs think about the trading situation.
No. That's a
And-
good thing, man. That's a good thing.
Based on based on the few conversations I've had with them, I don't think they're quite comfortable with there being external trading websites that link back to Dark and Darker. It's too much RMT-esque.
Well, no
Right?
dev likes that. I don't
Yeah.
think there's any dev that's like, I'm so excited about this third-party website that our player base is leaving the game to go fucking look at because we couldn't figure it out. Yeah, I don't think any
I
dev
mean,
is...
what's the difference between that and a Discord, though? You know.
Yeah, there isn't much.
Probably
right?
not much,
That's
to be
pretty
honest.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have
Wow.
one
But-
question, Lord. How do you feel about the whole Reddit getting rid of trade situation?
Yes, I want
I
to bring
Let's
that
just
up.
have
say-
been enthused about hearing your guys' takes because as much as I'm a trade guy after all, but
Yeah.
I can see the validness behind removing trading. I am not beyond thinking about removing trading. I think it is a
True.
interesting solution to the problems of the game that comes with its own pitfalls. Like, for Imagine, this is gonna might piss people off, but Tarkov removed trading for the most part because of the found and raid system, and now the cheater situation is 10,000 times worse, and real money trading has flourished. Because if you want to get items, you can no longer exchange goods for items the majority of the time. That is not something you can consistently do, even though it is part of their game. They've only partially removed trading, and it has caused cheaters and, well, I mean, of course their anti-cheat isn't as good as it should be, but it's caused their cheaters and their real money trading community to thrive. And that's the main thing that I think would be the big pitfall of removing trading altogether.
really good
As
point.
much as it would improve the little baby down on the ground, starting out and just, playing the game, it would make the game more interesting. But furthermore, there's game design principles that are probably way too boring for me to go into exhausting detail about. With this kind of looter shooter game, or looter stabber game, that make it so that if you remove trading, the loot system as it is now would be not generous enough and too generous in some places. It would be an interesting counterplay. And then furthermore, like dropping items. If you can drop items, then trade will always exist.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Then it becomes a black market guild. That was the case.
Yeah. I gotta admit, I've really enjoyed the level 1 through 14 queue. I like solo self-found. I'm enjoying not using the trade whenever I'm on a new character. It's more fun, but at the same time, I also really enjoy that old school trade mentality. I like player-driven economies. I think it's awesome. I think it's good for the game. But I see why people on Reddit get annoyed that you can just die, drop 2,000 gold, and go right back in as a juicy motherfucker in a normal Crips run, and essentially have a way different experience than the 1 through 14 queue. Because I mean, I was playing a lot of normals last night on my stream. It pretty much is high roller without the harder mobs. It's just a ton of people with God gear on.
Really?
So I don't know. I see the argument for both. There's a part of me that wishes, and I'm just throwing this out here for the sake of discussion, not saying it should be the case, but I think having a queue where it's solo self-found and a queue that is, ready to go at trading at 15, separating that could be cool, but splitting the player base sucks. No one wants that. Those kind of suggestions get, voted down for a reason. I understand why. Do you think there is a future where there's like a solo self-found find your own shit queue, and then a queue with an auction house and trading and a player-driven economy? Do you think it's smart to split it up? Do you think they should keep it as is and just keep iterating on the current trading system? What do you think?
So during the prime hours, I think if they split the queue, it wouldn't cause too much of a problem in the major regions, but regions like the smaller ones, Russia and whatnot, they're probably not going to be able to carry that much of raid. You'll get into a raid and it's going to be like 4 people if it's solo self-found. But the big issue is once you get out of the main region. Even in the US, I can get into a raid when it's like off hours, and I'll get into a norm raid with 8 people. If you split
I've
it, I'd be in a
never
norm
seen
raid
that.
with 4 people.
What'd you say, Jay?
I've never seen that. Never seen a normal not be full. But
I have.
I don't really play normals.
Of course, I get held captive by my chat and forced to do raffles into the wee hours of the morning.
The
So
way you said that. I don't play normals.
Too good for that steerage. No, I've definitely been in normals. Even last night, that did not get full. They had I played a normal that had 15 people last night.
Really?
It was like 3 in the fucking morning, right? And it was on the East Coast, which makes sense, right? It's like 6 a.m. on a Tuesday. I'm assuming people are asleep or like going to work or something. But it does happen. They don't always fill up. It's interesting.
And then if you split the queue, you're just increasing the likelihood of that. Now, I do think that system would be interesting, and if people were more attracted towards the gameplay that comes out of solo self-found, then it could be an interesting solution. But ultimately, I think it would be a self-destructive way to root out trading. I think perhaps if they had like a high roller that was solo self-found, that was the leaderboard one or whatever, that would be
awesome.
way to do it.
If the leaderboard was solo self-found only, that would be so fucking cool. I love that. I love that idea.
It would be a big pain though, because does solo self-found? You'd have to implement a found and raid system like Tarkov.
Yeah, 100%.
Right, and it's just such a big issue to have stuff like that, because of course someone on the leaderboard is eventually just going to pay someone to go in with gear and quote unquote die to them with like a bunch of juiced kit, and now everyone else is going to be running around with 1 or 2 amazing pieces just from them farming, and then they're going to bump into somebody that's got way too much gear for the high roller. Now of course it's the sweats, so I guess skill would still try and win out, but I'm not sure if that would be the way to go.
I think with any looter shooter, you're always going to have people running big, sweaty, meaty gear in like normals. I mean, that happens in Tarkov. I don't really play any other looter shooters, but I know that happens in Tarkov a lot. Is like people don't really go to the high loot maps all the time. They just want to run big gear and kill people. So,
yep. I think Orlanthe's idea that he gave to me a long time ago, just having the leaderboard be like a separate game mode, like an arena.
Where
It's
is
just-
Orlanthe? He hasn't been live. He's not on the leaderboard.
Orlanthe is in college, and his internet is like 5 megabytes per second, so he is physically incapable of playing, and they won't let him replace it.
Oh,
Right.
no wonder why he's been off. That sucks.
That's tough.
Mhm.
That is really rough for him, man. Damn. Well, at least he's going to school. At least he's doing something. Shit.
He's not playing video games for 9 hours a day.
I mean, I'd rather be doing that. Don't get me wrong, but wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the dark and darker economy, gold rules all for the most part. Then you have keys, golden keys, and then ore. Do you think that is a good system so far, or is it just is what it is because there's
Give me back my candy corn for the love of
Okay,
God.
that's what I was gonna
Pay
bring up,
you,
like,
Iron Mace.
what should
I will
be-
give you the sloppy toppy, please. I need it.
Sloppy
It has
top.
destroyed the economy. The fact that keys have gone above 1,250 is beyond boggling to us fences. Before the previous wipe, before the last thing, we all convened and said 1,250 is the limit. No one's gonna pay above that. You're just gonna get so many scammers. It's gonna be impossible. And lo and behold, the next wipe happens, and everyone knows this, and they're like, "Oh, it's gonna hit 1,250. Let's start buying in." And then boom, the market goes up because there's no other good of conveying vast amounts of wealth, and people are so worried about getting scammed. I think this is the one good, well, not one, but one of the many goods that the Collectors Guild has brought is now there's trusted middlemen that we have that can allow you to perform high value trades without the risk of losing your gear. You know, you could hit up 2Pump, you could hit up Tomix, you can hit up any of our trusted fences, and they'll hold on to whatever artifact you're trying to sell. The person pays you, and then the middleman hands their stuff to the person that paid you. After everything's done, if someone wants to run away, then I guess you don't want your artifact. I guess you don't want your keys, or whatever amount you paid, right? It's a somewhat, it is a market solution to a market problem. But yeah, it's just an interesting, without candy, there is no packed way. Well, without candy or other currency means that are more dense in value
Yeah.
to be able to transfer wealth, it's very difficult to trade high value loot without resorting to RMT. I'm certain that there are people who have gotten or who wanted, high value loot, and instead of just trading for trading keys for whatever item they want or finding it themselves, they just said, fuck it, I'll pay $100. Like that one guy that's on the market right now trying to sell a Cinder, and we're trying to get him banned. He's trying to sell for $110, right?
Oh.
I'm sure there's people trying to hit him up. Oh God, fences, we're brutal. We don't, you sell shit for RMT, you're getting reported so fast.
Good.
We're all
James,
on it.
You think somebody would
Wow.
pay 110
Yes, I know for a
USD
fact.
for a Cinder?
That's crazy.
Yes,
Oh,
there
to-
are
to
some
lose it
members
to a
of the
dark
guild
swarm.
who have been not contract. It's not a thing official, but are on secret offenses against
Holy.
RMTs. They're shadow agents infiltrating their organizations at every point. Feel
You could
fear
buy-
and tears.
You could buy 2 collector's editions of the game. Or
Yep.
a Cinder.
Yeah, I didn't think RMT was that big until I
That's
until I
crazy.
started playing in Japan.
Holy.
That's
that shit
wild.
is crazy over there.
That's
It's huge.
wild.
It's because the work culture is super different there. You get home. I mean, some of you, or you got kids or whatever. You go home. You only got 2 hours to play a game, and you want to reach the end game experience, but you don't want to spend a month doing it. It's a wipely game, right? So,
Yeah.
I used to. The guild used to be a lot more lax with RMT. There was members of the guild that did RMT, but they didn't do it enough to drown out the market, and I was fine with them staying around. But eventually, it got to the point where RMT was growing so much outside of the guild that we had to cut it off. I had to let them know, if you're going to continue to RMT, you're going to get banned from the guild. And, ever since then, we've been clear of RMT. It's been a great experience to have the guild actually, just purely trade instead of zero RMT. It was one of my big,
Wow.
I don't want to say pet peeves, but it was something that really bugged me, is that I didn't have the spine to refuse the very nice people that, I work, I come home, I have 2 hours to play. I want to be able to experience the end game, but I don't have time to invest in grinding.
Right.
It felt bad to tell those people that they can't enjoy the game. But ultimately, I
still
think
enjoy the
RMT is
game.
too dangerous, too damaging.
Yeah, so Iron Mace has stated that they are working on improving the trade system. Trade's not going anywhere. I know some people hope it's removed and it's a completely solo self-found game. That ain't gonna happen. Let's be real here. Trade is not going anywhere. It's only going to be a more fleshed out system. My question for you, Mr. Collector, and I guess Jay and Donnie too, whoever wants to answer it, do you think adding in an auction house system would be good for the game? And I mean, there would also still be trade and an auction house, or do you think removing trade and just having an auction house would be good? But I kind of want your opinions on just an auction house in general. What do you guys think?
Yeah, be fine. I think we've talked about this before. Just make trade chat. If you want to keep both, do you want to get rid of trade chat if you have auction, or do you want to have both?
Both.
Both, but I would want both.
Then I think you got to make the auction house have some sort of fee or be more expensive, and then just have trade chat either be free or have less of a fee to use, make it easier and dirtier. And you can put like high value items on auction, like Cinder or something like that, for 85 keys, where the fuck it's gonna be when that comes out.
Duck Toucher 01 said that the devs do not want an auction house. They've said it so many times. I've never heard that.
Exactly.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
That was the bit I was waiting for. They have said in, I think it was playtest 3 or 4.
You would know.
That they would. Yeah, of course I would know.
I didn't know that.
They said that they are not for an auction house. There's a bunch of small things that are grown with an auction house. For example, you keep bringing it back to RMT. Auction houses fuel RMT heavily. Because if you can leave items up for sale, then it means that you're able to be more lax and acquire gold without having to actively put in any effort. If I can just pay a small fee and then sell my gear on an auction house, then I'm able to acquire more gold than I would be able to naturally, or through trade, of course. And I can understand why, from a regular casual person's perspective, it's so much better. In fact, I'm not even against it. I'm kind of for adding both. If you have both, I think they should remove the trade fee for trade chat, because that would still give it a purpose. And then add, like, I don't know, 100, 200 gold fee for the auction house. Just to be able to try and balance it. But I still think ultimately, I agree with the devs. I think it's a bad idea to add an auction house. It has too many pitfalls that are kind of hard to explain in a short amount of time. I'm sure if you're particularly interested, just look up the game dev diary stuff that surrounds trading in the markets from a game design perspective. Auction houses have a lot of pitfalls that aren't immediately obvious and aren't directly. It's not like you can say this causes this. It's a chain of effects that cause a shift in player dynamics. Similar to the experiments that were done with sociology, where they had teachers, parents would come in, take their kids home from preschool, and they were doing it late, and they tried to fix the problem. Some sociologists, and ruined this poor town, they said, let's do a fee, $100 fee. More teachers started coming in late to pick up their kids, because as soon as you add a fee to it, you add a psychological level of making it something that is worth doing. A fee is a cost, right? So with things like the auction house, there's a lot of little sociological things that come along with trade. Can you tell that I'm a big nerd? There's a lot of sociological things
not at all.
that come along with trade, and particularly with an auction house in general, that make it a good system. And I think it's worth trying for at least a few, maybe a wipe or two. See how it goes, see if RMT flourishes or if it fixes all the problems and it's the silver bullet we're all hoping for. But who knows?
Interesting. Okay. Wow. Very fascinating. Let's move into Q&A.
Before we do that.
Sure.
Did you guys see the new Q&A that went up today? Like at 2:00?
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. One Peg has a video out. He did a Q&A with someone from the dev team. I don't have a list of the questions, but
well, there's one from So Bad Strange that they posted in Q&A in like they wrote it out and posted it.
Lay it on us.
Brick and Darker. I mean, it's just a lot. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, you can show it and we can read it out, but
link it.
It's in the Discord.
I know, but I'm capturing the call.
Oh. Copy link. Good. Sorry. Sorry.
It's okay.
What about this?
It's okay.
Chat made a good
Donnie.
point. The other big issue with an
You're
auction
going
house
to
is
like
not-
bring you a photo, like a snip photo.
Yeah, that'd be better.
I can do that.
Or
Yeah.
or a web page.
The big thing that I'm that I'm excited about. Basically, he was like, "Hey, man, are there any big class changes coming? Anything on the table?" And the answer was, damage reduction and rogues are going to be the next major adjustments. So,
That's old as fuck, by the way.
That's got to be old. Yeah.
really?
That's
was
like a
posted
month
today.
old.
Yeah.
What? He posted today.
Wasn't it like yesterday or whatever?
That shit's hella old. Those changes already happened, bro.
Yeah. I
Like
don't,
never
3
mind.
weeks ago.
shame on you.
I don't know why I got the new one. Oh, whatever.
Oh no!
What?
Now we have more people saying, "Does Donnie even play?" Shit!
Darn it.
Damn it, Donnie.
How's TCM been, Donnie?
TCM's been a good time. I've been doing roleplay a lot recently.
Just like-
I got rolled, dude. I got rolled by Discord. What can I say? But no, I did see the one peg video as well. I didn't know
Yeah.
if they did a bunch of Q&As.
Damn it, dog. Ugh. Son of a-
God.
I got one thing about
Sneezed
Auction
on my-
House though. I think it would kind of fix prices a bit, and I'm not really a fan of that personally. Because now there's like pretty sound ranges of what things are worth, and I think having it open ended is pretty nice.
Sorry. Yeah, I was looking at this Discord thing. This is definitely not it. Yes, One Peg did have a video that just came out. There was a Q&A. I don't know how many questions were asked and answered, but apparently the Warlock kit is going to be updated probably in the next like week or two, probably less, maybe by the end of this week, who knows. And it was mentioned that summoning or outright controlling a mob is coming to the
I
game.
did see that. That was going to be so fucking scuffed. You guys know it.
Hold on a second. Dev Q&A transcription. Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Here we go. Here, let's just show this.
Yeah.
There is a large patch coming Friday Korea time. There you go. Okay.
Ooh.
Warlock
So Thursday for us?
modifications and additions, bard adjustments, large adjustments to plus magic, plus physical, plus weapon damage modifiers to bring the game
Thank
into
God.
balance. I know. Fucking thank God. Nerfs to all three of these stats likely for certain spells, whiz, and likely to be entire curve for weapon physical for all classes. Thank God. Modifications to lower ranked gear squishing, the difference between bad gear and amazing gear so that bad gear is more competitive. Okay. Higher drop rates for better gear in order to build the market up with some desired stats through RNG abundance. Okay.
You.
Let's go down
Turn it
here.
up. Sorry, can you say that last one more time?
Just better gear, basically.
Higher drop rates of better gear in order to build the market up with more desired stats through RNG abundance.
They're increasing drop rates of higher tier gear, which is something the exact opposite of what I wanted to see happen.
I think it's
wanted them
already
to
high
decrease.
enough.
Yeah, it
I think
seems,
it's too high.
Yeah, it's a little high.
I
Okay.
think they should have.
It's all good.
I don't know.
Do you think any near future plans for high roller dungeons and do you have any near future plans for high roller dungeons and keeping them populated? The populations of high rollers seem to be low unless it's free. They said, we think the core issue has to do with the risk versus reward balance of the dungeons. In the beginning, we tried to continually increase the rewards. However, our experiments with the lowered entrance fee gave us a hint that maybe the current risk cost is actually the bigger issue. There was a few side effects of the free entrance that we didn't really like, including too many naked runs, bringing down the overall total reward of the dungeon. However, we will continue to experiment with that knob, building other variables to make the high roll experience more attractive to a wider regular audience. Interesting. Are you planning on having... Go ahead.
Let me ask you guys this: Would it be fun if like High Roller just had so much loot in it that like as soon as you got 100 gold, you're just like fuck it, we have to go High Roller. Like it is just pointless not to go High Roller, and like we are probably gonna die. Like, do you think it would be good if they made that change?
I feel as if it already is too good.
Yeah,
It's quite
The loot's
good,
too
but
good?
the it's still the
Not
incentive
even
is
too
not
good,
enough.
but yeah.
The incentive still isn't enough, though, don't you think, Jay? Like,
I think the
I don't-
leaderboards have skewed it because you have people like me and Repose running around spawn rushing you 5 seconds into the game and killing you, right? Like,
yeah.
that's not fun. It's not fun for anybody. It's not fun for us either because you guys are butt naked and
Personally-
walking out of your spawn. But the gear
Yeah.
is very good in High Roller, yes.
Personally, I think the gear right now, if you're trying to attract players to go to High Roller, I think the gear where it is currently is probably where it should be. Because it's enough of a draw that there are people who are coming to High Roller just to try and get the better gear that drops on average there. I think that's it's about where it should be. I think they've hit the nail on the head. Now, if they
Hmm.
increased it more, there's lots of pitfalls there. That if you increase it even further, then yes, you'd get more participation, but two, you'd also make the people who can make it out. You'd make a even better
Yeah, the rich would get
or
richer.
even more thin. Yeah, rich get richer.
Right.
I think the
Yeah,
rich are rich enough.
The rich
Like,
are
adding more
yeah.
wealth honestly, I doubt it's going to have much of an impact.
Yeah, I agree.
Truly.
Are you
'Cause
planning?
we already
go ahead.
permanently have the best gear in the game. So what?
Yes.
There's going to be more. I have like 12 characters full of BIS, just top to bottom. What am I going to do with
Oh my
more? Buy a
God.
third copy of the game or some shit? You know what I mean?
That's
It's
a
just
good
like
point.
it's already too much. So I doubt it'll make that big of a difference, but it might help like the mid climb up a bit more.
I think we already talked about this, but I know you said that it's not fun for anybody. Do you really think the fact that you can chase a leaderboard kills on high roller kind of ruins the experience for everyone just trying to go in there and have fun?
Forever, I was like, nope, fuck it. Just get better, which is like the easy cop out answer. But truly, after this leaderboard grind, it's kind of grimy. It's like, I just know sometimes when we like kill somebody 10 seconds into the game that they're probably never going to come back. I get that feeling a lot now. And I'm like, man, it's just pure guilt. So I'm starting to lean on leaderboard just being bad. At least kill leaderboards. And treasure collector being around will just become the new kill leaderboard because it's like, now I'm going to kill you because you have treasure, right?
Right.
So I don't know what they should do with it, but I'm starting to think leaderboards is a really bad thing.
Holy shit.
It's awful.
He just kills the guy. He immediately goes and buys 2,000 gold worth of gear
Yeah.
on RMT and just crushes noobs
You know
and
what people
normals.
started doing? They started
What?
not leaving their spawn in hopes that we walk past and don't open the door and check if they're in there.
Oh
That's
my
how bad
God.
it is now.
Holy.
That's really bad.
A full 3
It's a
stack
spawn
crouched.
issue, though.
They're just crouched, all staring at the door. We open the door and they just all look up.
That's
the current state of
silly.
Hyrule.
Wow.
I've done that. Next level ratting though. Open the door, close it, open the door back inward, and hide behind the door like the true rat you are.
That's beautiful.
There you go.
All right, we have a lot of these. Let's continue. Are you planning on having content updates for the game with each new season or on a regular schedule, or do you plan to add content when you feel it's ready? They said, yes, our original plan was to release a new class, a major content feature, and a new locale each season. However, right now we're still in the preparation phase. To us, this is a true early access, and we are still testing out some pretty fundamental assumptions even at this stage. Many of the basic foundations of the game still haven't even been implemented, including fleshing out all 5 of the main attributes. I do want to say that major content is still being worked on in parallel, but due to the small size of the dev team, and also since we had to divert a lot of important resources to create and support the blacksmith platform, we haven't been able to work on that content as quickly as we want. That makes sense. Once things calm down in that area, I think we can then put our full force in moving forward as originally planned. Cool, that makes sense. The ruins map is kind of off to the side. Originally, it was floor 1 of 3, and now it has its own queue. Is the plan to make ruins its own map from now on? Will we see a ruins level 2? Like I said above, we're going to use the EA period to its full potential, and we'll probably experiment with multiple iterations of the ruins map during this phase. For example, having the ruins map serve as the first floor of 3 versus having it serve as a standalone with a portal down have been discussed internally within the last week. Okay, so they're discussing...
That was the most in-depth non-answer. It told us nothing.
Well, it says that they're talking about bringing back the multiple floors, and they're talking about it like within the last few days. So, I mean,
I guess. I don't know.
It's hot in their minds. Any chance?
Any yes that they give is going to be taken as a promise.
Ah,
We never
fair,
say
fair.
yes as
Yeah.
a developer.
Yeah,
Any-
they can just say fuck off, I think.
Any chance of a goblin
No comment.
inferno level? There's always a chance for adding content like this. However, we haven't specifically focused on a goblin cave inferno yet. Although we removed the experimental tag from the goblin caves, it is still something we haven't analyzed seriously enough to provide a good answer on how to progress it. The team just doesn't have enough hours playing the GC compared to the crypts and inferno where we can confidently say this is our vision for what it should be. So maybe.
I'd like an Inferno Goblin Caves. It'd be cool to take it deeper, you know?
What would be down
I
there?
think
A
that-
Balrog?
I don't know, something. You know, you're in like the lava cave or whatever. Like make it hell, but there's not like a castle. You're in like a weird cave, you know?
I think that's
Whatever
a good
happened to
answer.
That lava enemy that used to guard the key room. Put that down there.
There you go.
Oh, it's gone. I
That
think that's a
thing's
good answer
long
though.
gone.
They're gonna focus on like the original game because like Goblin Caves It's truly
Yeah,
just
it's kinda-
it's just extra, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was just an answer to people really, really, really wanting it. But I think it's smart
Hot
of them to
take.
stick to the
The
main
Goblin
menu.
Caves is my favorite part of the game, dude. Hot take. I don't know. I had the most fun with it.
Is an in-game friends list planned? With Steam gone for now, it's hard to keep track of friends. We haven't dedicated resources to building an in-game friends list because we're still hopeful on getting back on Steam eventually, and also because we really have very limited developmental resources. We've been focusing on previously scheduled in-game content. However, due to the larger than expected turnout for the early access, we might need to give higher priority to the internal friends list. Probably a good idea. It would be nice to have.
Yeah.
Could we possibly get an additional filter in trade chat for the slot an item goes into, chest, head, hands, legs, etc.? Yes, we believe improving the trade experience is a very high priority for the team right now. There you go, LordCollector. We have plans to add several quality of life improvements to the trade system, including improved filters in the upcoming patches. Trade ain't going anywhere, chat. What are your priority items right now, and what do you think we can look forward to in the next patch? Our current priority items right now are stabilizing the service, game balance, interesting, and finally releasing some of the big item systems to players. Yay! Stabilizing the service includes our relentless battle against cheaters and hackers, poor bastards, to ensure a fair and enjoyable experience for our players. As you know, we've also been attacked by persistent DDoS attacks that have had the side effect of making it difficult for players to play the game lag-free and from even accessing the game in the first place. We have to dedicate a lot of our limited resources to reach out to ISPs to get our site accessible again because of these attacks. So annoying. However, we do feel we are making good progress in this front, and we have been able to adapt and respond to these threats. We also need to start working on game balance. As you may recall in previous playtests, we fully admitted that the game was not balanced, and that we did not intend to start balancing the game in earnest until much later. However, we may have been a bit too naive in leaving game balance as a low priority up until this point. The big difference between the playtests and EA is that the player base was much more willing to overlook glaring imbalances when the tests were a limited time event. It makes sense. Now that the game has been available continually for more than a month, all the balance issues can't be ignored. Oof. This is a good wake-up call for us, and we're using the data and feedback to help us solidify our vision for where we want to go. Please note that we do have some more extreme premises we are curious about, and we'll start to tease them during EA. Hell yeah, bring on the crazy tests. And yeah, it totally makes sense that they're like, yeah, we're just doing week-long play tests, fuck balance. But now that people are really baking into this current build, 6, 7, 8 weeks later, you can't ignore that shit. Finally, we want to start building up our internal developmental processes so we can continually create new content while simultaneously supporting live operations. One of the first big item systems we plan to introduce using this process is the upcoming quest system. Yay! Since this is the first time we're building content while operating the game at the same time, it might take a little longer than expected, but this will be a great learning experience for us. Finally, the other big ticket item we're focusing on right now is the class training system. Hell yeah, talent trees. Love that.
Nice.
Will we see adjustments to plus physical and plus weapon damage modifiers? Yes, for sure. The game is not balanced for now. We intend to use a lot of the knobs we built into the system to start dialing into the values to better align with our vision. Like we warned in the prior question, be prepared to see some pretty radical changes as we start to play with these knobs. Remember how I always talk about dials and buttons and knobs? They're even using my vernacular. Isn't that great? Could you give us an idea of what the enchantment system will look like?
Sorry.
Suck it, Trebek. It's hard to say because we have several systems that have to do with enchantment. One of the enchantment systems we are considering is inspired by the socket system from Diablo 2. Something I brought up. Look at that. Okay. Are there any races?
Hey, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. All right. That is something you talk about all the fucking time. All right.
Yeah, I know. Are there any races that you're looking at adding? Which one could we look forward to next? Right off the bat, they said halfling with extra headshot damage. No, I'm just kidding. If there are high quality assets for a fantasy race you think would make a good fit within our setting on the Unreal Marketplace, let us know. I see. Okay. So they're relying on that. We have extremely limited in-house 3D modeling resources, so we basically scour the marketplace periodically looking for assets that we think could be cool. Wow. Okay. That's really good to know. In my last chat with Terry, this is one peg, I suppose, we talked about having servers grouping people between level 1, 2, and 3 so the maps are more full. Is that still something you want to do? Do you think this should take a long time? We're still working on this feature and hope to get it into testing within the month. If we can get this to work, this is another tool in our toolbox we can use to make maps interactions more interesting, like having the ruins return as the first floor, and also to help us with balancing. Interesting. Right
So
now,
they're talking about repopulating every map you go onto.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a red portal, you're back
That's-
in queue. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the main way that they need to do that if they're going to do a multi-floor system.
I kind of like
Interesting.
chasing a team down into hell and knowing it's just one other trio that you've chased down, or a rogue that killed your buddy and took his stuff and he went down to hell, so you and your other friend are going to go track him down and take that loot back. I kind of like that dynamic. But at the same
I
I
time,
hope they keep that. I
Yeah.
would actually prefer that they keep it this way rather than if they're going to remove the ability to follow people down.
yeah,
Then I'd rather keep them as it is.
right.
Hmm.
Right now, there's a lot of movement speed compared to earlier playtests. You don't say. How do you feel about run speed being a priority for most players' builds right now? The game is a little faster than we'd like. We recently implemented the move speed hard cap as one of the ways of slowing down the game, and we'll continue to look into better ways of doing so without being as heavy-handed. Good. Good. Many people have asked for gear restrictions or gear-related matchmaking, possibly skill-based matchmaking. How do you feel about this idea? They said this is a really complex issue, and we aren't sure if skill-based matchmaking or a hard gear cap is the right answer for our game. Okay. We recently implemented the sub-15 matchmaking pool, and there has been a lot of discussion from the community. Our intention is not to baby low-skilled or newer players, but since we haven't properly dialed in the gear cap balance to our liking just yet, we wanted to simply reduce the frequency of encountering the super geared players for the lower-end players while they learn the basics, since that is demanding in and of itself. Okay.
I think it was a great change too.
Yeah,
Yes.
one of the best so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any plans for more armor types that focus on magic resistance instead of armor rating? Yes, we plan to add more armor options, including ways to better build against magic damage instead of pure armor rating. Good. What other spells are you considering for the Warlock class? We have plans to add our first summoning spells. We are also researching the ability for players to directly control monsters, to give you a hint of what's to come. I really didn't expect that. I thought they were going to go a different direction with Warlock. As soon as my summon body blocks me in a door and I die to a skeleton, I'm out. I'm not
Rerolling.
playing. Yeah, I'm not. No.
You can do the like the fucking ghost form through him. I don't know the fucking name of it.
Phantomize.
Yeah, phantomize. Yeah, just phantomize through your hellhound, dude. Get out of there.
Oh god,
Personally,
imagine
I
if it's
think
hellhounds.
that's a great fit for Bard, since they definitely need a rework Bard.
What?
You think they need summons?
Charming.
Oh, directly
They said
controlling
controlling
monster.
If they could charm
Oh.
enemies in their
Yes.
music, that might be a good solution.
That
That'd
makes
be tight.
sense. Okay. How many more classes would you like to add to the game? Which class do you think will come after Druid? This is a great one. We don't know exactly how many classes are left. We do want to get all the big traditional fantasy classes into the game, of course, the D&D classes, like we've been seeing. We haven't exactly decided on the class after the Druid, since different internal members have different favorites. But we're leaning towards either the monk or the sorcerer. Yes.
Oh shit.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
Monk, please.
Monk's gonna be. I think they're gonna put sorcerer off till last, just because what they've said about wizard, the current wizard being what they wanted sorcerer to be. I don't
Yeah.
think they want to pull that band-aid off.
It should be
I
interesting.
think they should do sorcerer so they can flush out MR on gear.
I
personally.
totally agree. I'd like to see another magic casting class like the sorcerer come sooner than later.
We do love casting.
Gen
stuff.
Manade.
Let's see how Druid goes. That's probably gonna have
Sure.
some casting going on.
Of course, yeah.
Druid could be, yeah.
Give me a punchy guy. I wanna punchy people. Come on.
Hey,
Gen-
they just talked about speed, and you're wanting the wall running, arrow
Yeah.
throwbacks, crane, sleeping leg kick, everything. I don't know.
Yeah, dude. I'm trying to have dancing tiger. What is it? Crouching tiger, hidden whatever the crap. I'm trying to have like kung fu movie fights where I'm like
Crouching
Crouching Tiger, Hidden
You know, like-
Dragon. Yeah.
kicking through the air, dude. I wanna Liu Kang bicycle kick through the air like in Mortal Kombat at somebody.
So Jen Manade,
Oh.
she created a concept for Druid and Sorcerer. She put it on Reddit. Some of it's pretty good. One of the perks she had for Sorcerer was Mage Hand, where when you interact with a chest or a door, you just do it from farther away. Imagine you're like 10 yards away opening a chest or opening a door. That sounds so fucking cool. Was that your idea?
Sorry, I thought you were gonna hit her with the. Actually, Mage Hand is a wizard spell, but you didn't do it.
I was actually. I was about to say, excuse me, mage hand rejected.
It's a cantrip that multiple classes can use.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Just
I think
saying.
it'd be cool.
Now a wizard can improve his mage hand. But
Yeah.
Anyway,
they just patched out the ability to grab the treasure pile through walls, and I think that would completely cause more problems.
Don't say. Let us get some fun in first, bro. Why are you bringing that up?
I am the one everyone cries to.
oh my god. Do we have additional maps in mind for the near future? Yes, new map locales are also part of our push for improving our process on building content simultaneously with live operations. Again, all the traditional fantasy map settings are good candidates for what you can expect in the future. We've actually completed R&D, finalized the concept, and started production work on the next location, which we hope to give players an experimental taste of in the next 2 months. Woo! What did I say last week? By Christmas, by the end of the year, we'll have Warlock fleshed out, Bard fixed, a preview of the Druid, and a new map, and quests. Mark my words.
Can you just tell us how much they're paying you to type in the code over there at this point? You're not even trying to hide it anymore.
I have paid them. I have paid them a fee of $50.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. They should just hire me at this point. Come on. How do you feel about loot and making money in the game right now? Is it too fast or too slow? Again, this is another really complex issue, and we'll need to study the data more closely. It really depends on who you look at, since some players are making money extremely quickly, while others are really struggling.
It sure does.
The more important question
they're looking at
is, what is the role of that money in the game?
Lord Collector.
Yeah, Lord Collector's the problem here, dude. Yeah, that's
when I was doing auctions, they kept kicking me out of the game, and I was terrified they were gonna ban me because people were giving me like artifacts and whatnot. I was like, I'm not RMT, I swear. Please.
That is so funny.
That's wild.
Any plans for a replay system or a map overview that showed where everyone traveled during a match? Yes, this is something being worked on. However, it might get pushed back a little so we can get some in-game content out a little quicker. If they have a good spectator mode,
awesome.
I am 100% down to do some commentating and running tournaments and whatnot. I'll do that shit with Sobad and Arcane and Ken. I'll do it with you guys. But if there's a real good spectating system with, I don't know, easy controls,
we could put suits on, man. We could go full in.
Full esports. Yeah. Let's kick it back to the Honda. What was the fucking riot? The fucking stupid stage. They had like a side stage where they would like break down a replay. It was like the Honda replay stage or something. Yeah, we're gonna go full on Corpo esports. Exactly.
This is the Doritos murder cam.
Yeah.
Stay cheesy when you're dying.
Exactly. It's so cheesy. What do you think of an end of match screen that shows us who killed us, how much damage, what weapon they use, etc., similar to Tarkov? Although it's not a top priority item right now, once we get the development resources, an endgame report is something we are keen on delivering. Love that. Love that. The State Farm Analyst Desk. Exactly. Will 3 people be the largest size party we will be able to make? For the time being,
I hate to side rail Hilbert. We'd have way worse sponsors. We'd have like the Blue Chew Desk for Discussion.
Exactly.
The Rhino Pill. Yeah, we'd have like terrible.
Raid Shadow Legend.
Come on down to the Pocket Pussy Analyst Pit. Well, we're gonna go over the last trio's win. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
That'd be the winner's podium. The Pocket Pussy winner's podium.
Pocket Pussy Pit. Yeah. Will 3 people be the largest size party we'll be able to make? For the time being, yes, we have enough on our plate right now with the current variety and party sizes. Are you planning on adding a team finder automatic matchmaking for people looking for a random team? No, as long as we have friendly fire, we will not rely on an automatic matchmaking system for random teammates. Good. From Discord DMs, late additions, are you planning on adding wands to the game for wizards and maybe warlocks to use? There are a lot of ideas out there like staves and wands, but they're still low priority. Some people want invisibility to be self-cast only for wizards. Boo-hoo. What do you think about this? Quit crying. Just kidding. I also thought about ideas such as making it a self-only spell or having a different application time when casting a spell to someone else, but I do not prefer that direction. I prefer it the way it is now. Good. And that is it. That is the Q&A. Thank you for linking that. Appreciate that.
Someone in chat said, yo, my mom's beside me. Look what you've done.
What's up, Mom? What you doing later?
Hello, Mom. Good to see you.
Want to meet me in the Pocket Pussy Pit?
Stop, dude.
Yeah, your mom likes dad. Hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some Q&A. Drop your questions, folks. What do you have for us?
Or for you 3.
Sure. What do you got?
Hit us with it.
What would be your priority if you could mind control the dev team and make them work on what you want first, what's your first 3 things you want done? 'Cause for me, it's easy. Quests, resourcefulness, talents.
Yeah, I mean, it's super easy. We just talked about this. I would want them to firstly get the quest system together, then the talent tree / subclassing system together, and then I would want them to finally scale down and rework damage scaling stats.
Easy. Frost Nova, delete Longbow, Meteor Swarm.
There you
It's
go.
that simple.
There you
Delete
go.
Longbow is a dev change. I'd probably want some sort of progression because right now there's really not much. Some sort of long-term progression throughout the wipe. It'd be nice for them to have a better end game implemented right now. Even if it's maybe like a temporary end game, something like arena or something like that would be nice. And probably quests, I would say. Quests are good. I think quests are probably part of that though, a part of progression.
Yeah, I love quests. That's what.
Yeah, I'd like to see what their in-game plans are. I'd like to see where they're thinking on that. I'm curious kind of where their head's at as far as what where that's all going to lead.
The Tarkov style quests, I think, is ultimately what's best, but that takes a lot of development resources, so I don't think that's the first implementation we're going to see.
Well, I think that's the best way to do quests, but I more so want to see like what is the intended end of game experience for players. Like, are we supposed to kill bosses? Are we supposed to kill each other? Are we going to have an arena to fight it out in? Like, what do they want us? What do they think is going to be fun? I'd be curious to see what they say about that.
A question from Kagoni. Do you think there is too much RNG mechanics in this game to feel good? Too much RNG mechanics? No, I don't think so. I think the RNG is good, especially with gear stats. There was moments in the past where I wished that stats made more sense depending on what weapon they appeared on. Like, I don't want to see spell capacity on a longsword and shit like that. It didn't make sense to me. But now it does. You don't want god tier best in slot gear dropping constantly. Sometimes it's good to have a purple longsword drop that has spell capacity and fucking, I don't know, magical interaction speed. It's healthy for the economy, in my opinion. So no, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Definitely. If you want to see the whole, if you want to watch a very long explanation of why that's important, watch the why bad cards are important in Magic explanation.
Sure.
It's a huge game development bugbear that regular people don't understand. Why can't my stuff be good? Why can't everything be a little bit good?
Right.
Something has to be bad, otherwise nothing's good.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be interested in. I know they mentioned Diablo 2 earlier. Imagine if you could like collect rune words in Diablo 2. That'd be fucking tight, and like enchant shit with them.
Yeah.
That would be.
What is that?
Be fucking sick.
So
well, you can build. Go ahead, Sam. You know this better than I do.
Yeah, so in Diablo, you can find items that have sockets in them. 1, 2, 3, 6 empty sockets where you can put gems and shit. There's also, beyond gems, there's something called runes. And each rune has 3 letters attached. Like ZOD is Zod, or there's, some of them actually are longer. One is called Shale, Shael. There's Tyr and Tal and Foul rune and all these little runes. And you take these runes and you put them in an item that has free sockets. And if you do them in the right order, it turns into a word. And if you do it in the right order and you turn it into a rune word, then it becomes typically a god tier piece of gear. So if you throw in, I can't remember what the words are, but if you threw in a certain amount of runes in the right order into a chest armor, you could build something called Enigma. And this would effectively give you the ability to teleport no matter what class you were. So it gave you, like, you know, skill level 1 of teleport. So you could be a paladin teleporting around, or a barbarian teleporting around, where typically only a sorceress could do that. It's fucking cool.
Gotcha.
And it's super rare. It should be anyway. It should be super. Eventually, if the season has been wiped in a while, you're going to see them everywhere, right? Eventually, if they didn't wipe this game a lot, every other lobby would have a Cinder or a Fulgore, right? Or a named item. Eventually. Barbarian. Yeah, or a teleporting barb, right? So you're
with a Cinder.
With a Cinder. So you're going to need to see lots of wipes. But yeah, I could see something like that being cool for the game, as long as it's very rare and very difficult to progress towards.
That'd be tight. I mean, like we said last stream, or was it the week before we were talking about like let's add in just cool, fun little items that give you other classes features. That'd be awesome too.
I'm telling
just
you,
really
man,
make
they
the
need to
game.
have sets. They need to have set items. I think that'd be sick. I think
That
it'd
would
be
be
really
sick.
cool.
Rewards is a good addition.
Yeah. And they need to make it so that pieces of the set only drop in certain areas. Like if there is a fighter set and it's all plate, the helmet should only drop from a certain quest. And the plate pants should only drop from Inferno. And the gloves should only drop from wraiths on the ruins and shit like that. They should make you have to go run around and quest and explore
MMO style quest.
MMO style, like go explore other areas of the game that you typically wouldn't touch if you want those items. I think that'd be really cool. What do you think they're doing with the Tavern from Bobby? Do you think it's just forgotten or is it in the side pocket? Is the Tavern coming back, boys?
I wish. I hope so.
I hope.
It's gonna be the new gambling hall, 100%.
What a
Ooh.
Imagine
would
if
give
Lord
Paul so
Collector could get
Yes.
together with his other fucking just slime ball traders, and they could have their cabal. Like you ever seen? Remember in Star
I
Wars?
raise
Phantom
you
Menace?
7 golden keys.
I will.
Remember-
I will betray the rest of the community. Iron Mace. Don't listen to them. Give me a trade hall. Make everyone else sit in squalor. I want to have trading in person. I want to do in-person auctions. I tried, didn't work because Discord sucks.
Yeah. What was the fucking thing from Phantom Menace? Like the trade organization, whenever they're like
The Trade Federation?
imagine
Oh yeah,
the Trade Federation. Like they just get together, they drink tea, you have to walk in their building to
They're
trade.
all doing the rich
Where
laugh.
are those droid decars?
They've broken through the blockade. Oh yeah. The Jedi have arrived. Let's see
You
here.
good, dude? That'd be too good.
There was
Please do
another
that.
question here. What do you
got a
think?
question.
Oh, go for it. What you got?
I got Roxy's asked. This is a question for Jay. What do you think the talent tree should look like?
It should be super minimal, in my opinion. Or they need to like basically give you, I guess subclasses is the best way. And WoW, it's called like specs.
Do you think it should just be when you click on the talent, I guess, tab, and you go to that page, should it be subclasses in their own pages, or should all of the talents and all the branches just be right there and you just have to click down and just pick what you want as you go? Or do you think it should be
I don't
like
think
Necromancer, Evocation Wizard, Time Wizard? Do you think it should be separated into their
I
own
don't think
trees?
it matters as long as they do like classic WoW, where you can just put points in either.
Yeah.
You know, you can put points in all three if you want and be like really inefficient, or you could max out one tree or whatever. I don't think it matters.
Totally agree.
As long as you can put them wherever you want, always.
Agreed.
Ooh, 1 second question. Do you guys play classic WoW? I've been missing the
Yeah.
fact.
I did.
Hardcore launched and I
used
haven't
to.
been able to touch it because of dark. And I'm
Yeah.
kind of sad.
I haven't.
Nope,
Also,
I haven't played in a while.
hardcore seems fun, but I know I'm gonna die like 50 hours in and just fucking break my keyboard. So I'm good, dude.
Mhm.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I played Classic WoW when it first came out. I no-lifed it for like 6 weeks. Got a warrior from 1 to level 60 in like 3 weeks, which is not good. That's insane. I was no-lifing the fuck out of the game. I had
Yeah.
best in slot, pretty much all my best in slot gear rating Ragnaros by like week 5 or 6, which is disgusting. I mean, I was playing like 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I just realized that I couldn't be doing this again. I had already been through this with Classic WoW fucking 20 years ago. I was like, I can't do this to myself again.
Weak.
Yeah.
So, yes. So I
Dude,
fucking
WoW
I
is a
uninstalled
drug.
that shit. I just fucking walked away from it completely.
See,
When
I
you
never
get
made it
off-
to rating in WoW.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I played WoW when Classic came out. I was loved that game. I just lived amongst the people. I'm not particularly fast moving. I would interact with the little community stuff. You'd be surprised what you find when you're just chilling, sitting on a street corner. You'll meet some weird people, and they'll lead you to the secret worlds of video games that you never knew.
You're hilarious. Give me
You
one
guys ever
sec.
done,
I'll
like-
be right back. Someone's at my door. 1 sec.
Very good. You guys ever done like Adderall, or did you ever have to like take Ritalin as a kid, like because you had ADHD
Nope.
or anything like that? Dude, whenever you have a good long gaming session of WoW, it feels like you just came off stimulants. Like you're just like, all right, I was there for 10 hours. I wanted to leave the entire time, but I just couldn't because like all the little fucking numbers kept popping up on your screen. You feel like you just did crack for like 16 hours and you're like, all right, well, I got to go to bed. You know when you have a fucking problem is whenever you're in bed and you're like looking up BIS gear and you're like, well, I guess I got to go farm that for 6 hours tomorrow till I get my BIS. And I got to do my heroic daily and get my tokens because that's best in slot for this. It's just, dude, WoW is a fucking drug. And it's so good, but it's just not good for you.
I'd be hitting the sim sheet in bed. I'm like, fuck, dude, 7 more DPS. Fuck, my parses are gonna be so good on raid night.
I'm telling you, man, dude. Whenever you have your phone, like you're like, I gotta get off the game, and then all you think about, dream about, and plan about for the rest of your fucking day is making your guy make his number go up when he hits, dude. That's when you're like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I gotta go.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good, man.
Had a late night delivery. Fucking 8:15 p.m. That's weird. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay, let's get a couple more questions and then let's get back into the dungeons because I'm trying to continue with my quarterstaff barbarianism. It's so good. It's so good. Jay, quarterstaff, thoughts?
We heard you lose it when that guy traded you that 3-all quarterstaff. I had to like look back at my screen like, what just happened?
I had to clean my screen after that.
Huh.
It was amazing.
Okay.
He gave me a free plus 3-all quarterstaff.
Yeah, did you lose it already?
No, hell no. We'd fucking dominated.
Okay.
I killed my first high roller boss last night. Finally.
Nice.
That's where I'm
Nice,
at.
dude.
Jay's farming the Lich in 20 seconds, yawning, one hand
18
playing,
seconds.
hands not even on the keyboard, killing this thing in 18 seconds. I finally just killed the Ghost King in high roller for the first time.
Oh yeah, speaking of the
Fuck.
bad players like me, I similarly got a kill on the boss one time, and I cheesed it. Triple cleric is easy. Get that Frillo, baby.
Triple cleric.
Mika
That's
Vista.
hilarious.
Turn on that
Almost
Windows
back.
Vista.
That's hilarious. Presto Magic asks, would High Roller be more popular if the 50G you paid stayed on your character for people to loot? I don't think it would have that big of, it wouldn't make that much of a difference.
Probably not.
People throw gold out of their inventory to pick up good items to sell anyway.
Yeah. I've been shocked. I mean, right, I'm bad at the game, so people have different priorities, but like, I guess it's because people like Jay have characters packed to the brim with great gear. I see people in High Roller like not picking up godly gear and keeping gray potions, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah, I'll drop a 20 gold sellable to pick up a gray potion. You damn right.
To survive? Sure.
Money loss.
Yeah.
No, it's just to aesthetically
You got like
keep
50
up my.
potions in your
Yeah, it's
like-
just I want to keep the aesthetical 40 potions in my inventory just stocked up, dude.
I can feel the aesthetic.
That's hilarious. All right, let's get a couple more.
I got a question from Eating Cheese.
Sure.
What about
Go
a
ahead.
rare drop potion that can be obtained from killing an HR boss per se? And it gives you a smaller percent chance, similar to luck, that when you kill something, you will get items with suitable rules for you. For example, fighter items or items that have damage.
Seems too complicated. It's just, I don't know. It's another potion to manage. Seems a little like, what's
It's
the point?
just-
It's too much.
It's just making gear better with extra steps.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's too
I can
much.
see that.
Now, Mazakud said just add a reroll gem at that point. If there was someone you could pay a big gold fee to re-roll an item completely, all the stats, or like click a stat you want to keep and re-roll the other 3 or something like that, how cool would that be?
That
No?
was the
You're just gonna
most
make-
RMT infested statement I've ever heard.
That's a big gamba right there.
Yeah, it would fucking be terrible
Yeah.
later on.
You'd have
To me,
Lord
it's like,
Gamba.
ooh, this sounds amazing, but I know it would lead to some massive issues for
Maybe
sure.
if you like lost the stat line, but we're guaranteed like a better. I don't know.
I think the way to do it is if you could literally just smelt gear down and turn it into a socket. So I could keep +3 all if it was on a purple item, smelt down the rest of the purple, and then have like require it to be like purple or above, right? Turn that into one stat that you can then apply as a socket. I think that's
Can
the
we-
system that I think would be decent.
That's insane. Didn't we just talk about how gear is too good, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, we're going
Like
we're
I
going
said,
the
I
wrong
think
direction
if
here.
there's going to be any system that's going to balance gear and not like make crafting in the
Yeah.
game not oppressive. They're gonna need to cut down the amount of drops right now because
Yeah, it would
I'm a
be
big
fun to
advocate
have
for
good
cutting it.
crafting, like a better crafting
Oh,
system. Make
definitely.
it more.
I can't wait for
Yeah.
crafting.
It's coming. Yeah, it's definitely coming soon. Ted's Bra asks, what do you guys think about increasing gold stack size to 150? Well, they've already talked about chests. So the gold pouch has up to 50 gold in it, but they've talked about chests and other containers for gold a couple of times. I'm assuming chests will come soon enough. How much gold will be in a chest? Who knows? My guess is 300.
My input, if it's as they had described it originally, a 2x3 container, if it's tradable, a 2x3 trading container, it should be around 1,000 if they want to have any impact on the market. Otherwise, it'll get completely ignored. Other than people trying to keep a small reserve of gold, they'll stop buying pouches, buy one chest, and that'll just be what regular people do. Alternatively, they did at one point describe a larger chest similar to the money case in Tarkov. If they do that, that thing could have like I don't know 100,000, and it probably would be fine. They could increase that cap by a lot if it's something that you can't trade. And furthermore, once we get candy back, these issues with money bags, at least from a trading perspective, from a regular person's perspective, perhaps it's worse. Perhaps people don't want to go through that one extra step of buying candy on the market. But that's so easy that I figure most of the trading sphere is just once you get candy back, a lot of the problem is solved. But increasing bag size, I think, is a big no-no. I think best solution would be the 2x3 tradable chest of gold that can hold like 1,000.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. Do you think it'd be a good idea to have a fee, just a small fee to transfer items between your own characters from Drinking the Pink? Honestly, I'd be cool with that.
Yeah.
5 gold to transfer some shit from one character to another.
5 gold's too low. 50 gold.
20,
You gotta make it more than it would cost to have a friend do it.
Okay,
well, right
so
now
20
it's
gold.
60. 15 on each party twice, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. 30 gold then?
Yeah.
30 gold? Yeah.
30 could be fun.
Yeah, those are right.
Somavision asks, do you guys think 1 to 15? First of all, it's 1 to 14. Everyone thinks it's a 1 to 15 queue. It's not. It's 1 to 14. Do you guys think 1 to 14 is too much for their own queue? I feel like people are just constantly making new characters to play in those lobbies, which is their right. And I think that's totally fine. I think that's a good thing. I don't think that's bad at all.
I think ultimately the 1 to 15 queue is the perfect solution.
1 to 14.
While people can, I think the one thing that they need to do is force me to level. My LordCollector character, or my Auction Master character is level 10. I could theoretically mule for people in Suicide and do this infinitely just to give people like good gear. I have access to trade. And there are other people like me. There's loads that have access to trade because they bought it before the change. They need to make all those people rebuy their thing or give them a refund. I personally, I think you should slap them with a 15. Like, that's if they're going to keep the 15 system, they need to make it a hard cap because without trade, people make smurfs and crushing people in low, gear score, right? You still have to work to get your gear, and actually you have a chance of killing somebody, right? Yes, though you'll outskill people, but if they're new, you're going to get outskilled no matter what you're playing with.
Okay.
I think it's just a temporary issue until wipe. Like, it's only an issue now until what if they wipe it next week and it's no longer a problem,
I don't know if like 1 through 14 queue is going to be the long-term solution. I think it's just something fun for now. I think it's kind of the Band-Aid fix, in my opinion.
People are liking it, I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Personally, I think they should keep it forever. I think that's what because I've had too many people start playing the game and quit because in their first 5 raids, they immediately got run down in their spawn in normals. And that doesn't completely solve that problem, but it does make it less likely that you will literally be impossible to kill them. I saw a clip of this I don't remember who it was like a Spanish streamer, ran someone down in their spawn, ran into a new player, it was a barb, he had like a bunch of PDR, and just stand in their doorway while they were wailing on him, and then killed him with a torch. That's just bullying.
That sucks.
Yeah,
bullying. Yeah, I mean, that sucks.
Gear check moment.
Oprah Overwatch, Oprah Ow asks, what do you guys think the balance changes will be this patch? What do you think the balance changes are going to look like?
What do we think they'll actually be, or what do we want?
Yeah,
you just kind of read them, right? Before you went over the Q&A thing, there's that other transcript or whatever the fuck.
Rogue PDR, yep.
So we covered it, Oprah.
Not that one.
Basically, damage stat scaling is going to be nerfed a bit, which is a good thing. Damage reduction is going to change a bit. There will be some stuff added to the Warlock, including summoning probably, and maybe a class will have the ability to take control of a minion, among a couple of other things. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's going to be any insanely crazy balance changes that will affect the game in a tremendous way. Let's see here.
I got a question from Solo Leveling. They were asking, oh, this is kind of up my alley because it's a gold question. What do you guys think about having the ability to set a price in gold and be able to filter by prices?
Yes, I would love that.
That'd be cool.
Sure.
Yeah,
I think
why
a
not?
better filtering, a more accurate filtering tool doesn't hurt anybody. So yeah.
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 That'd be
Honestly,
great.
there's so many filters. I think if they add like a few, like every time you go to trade, you got to hit 7 different, drop downs to get what
I
you
wish I
want.
could
It
save
might get a little
filters.
annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, presets
Yeah.
or something would be nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
or
appreciate
just
it.
saving them.
Oh, I got another one from Tajo. What kind of incentives do you think you can add to HR? For example, items that only drop or sockets that only drop from HR. Do you think that
It's
would
already
be a
the
good idea?
case. And if you want artifacts, you have to go to HR, right?
Yep.
And
Well, I
that's
mean,
not
that's
enough.
the only thing that's restricted to HR. I think they're saying what additional
Oh,
Yeah,
would you think would be something that you could add?
Well, you can only
I
get
think
killed
quests will
by
force
J in
you in.
HR, so that's sort of a
That is
special
a
perk.
reward in itself. You're
That's
right.
true.
Going there. Yeah.
that's a good point. If you want to be tabbed or stabbed once in the head, once in the forehead by a blood red named rogue named Repose, you got to go to HR.
Oh yeah, you
One
want to
tap
get
to the
Killing
forehead.
longbow to the foot and instantly die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know yet. I think eventually there should be a map or module or location that is only accessible by killing like the hardest boss in the game or doing something really difficult. And I don't think it should just be a treasure hoard room, but like you kill the high roller ghost king, let's say, and he drops a special item that unlocks a portal that is only open for that particular match. If you don't go into it right then and there, you lose it and you have to farm it again. But it opens up a portal and you can continue into a new area, another hardcore high roller module with other monsters, maybe another boss that can drop something unique. I think that'd be really cool.
I think perhaps bosses having a separate queue for a leaderboard, that killing bosses is the way that you unlock each, it costs a Ghost King token to get into High Roller, or a boss token might be a decent way to be able to split out the High Roller stuff into its own, leaderboard stuff into its own sphere. Although there's lots of pitfalls with that.
People are saying rich get richer, but the question was, how do you make high roller, how do you incentivize it better? People that go to high roller are already juiced up rich people for the most part. The question is, how do you incentivize those types of players who already have everything? So yeah, it is a rich gets richer scenario. Obviously, we're trying to figure out how to incentivize rich people to continue going to their rich high roller run. So
yeah,
that
I
was
think
the
you just
question.
got to add some like fun, unique content that you can only do in a high roller, like a new map, like a high roller only map. Because like Escape from Tarkov has labs.
Yes.
The only thing that sucks about labs is that that's where all the cheaters go, because that's where all the money is. So if there weren't any cheaters, labs would be a lot more fun. So fix the cheater problem and let's have a cool high roller map. That'd be dope.
I don't know.
I think
it's hard to figure it out, man. I don't know.
I don't think there's a good solution to making High Roller viable, because the only knobs that you have to make players go towards something is going to be loot, or it's going to be new experiences. And while new experiences are good, they're only cool for so long. Ruins, when it first came out, was very popular, and now people have soured on it, so it's a less popular map than Crypts and Goblin Caves. So if Crypts was something that, was incentivized through like High Roller, if it was like a new floor, that would be interesting for a little while, but eventually it's going to lose its luster, and then it's going to go back to everything normalizes eventually.
All right, let's take. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go for it.
No, I mean, I think you got a good point. I think something you could do maybe is just make the new content very different. It changes up, make it RNG heavy. Maybe I don't know, but you're not wrong about that. Is that if you just come out with something new that's stuck how it is, it's going to get old after a while. No one's going to want to do it. So.
Right. All right, let's take one final question and then let's jump back into the dungeons. I want to go smack someone with my quarterstaff. One final question. Let's see here. People keep copy pasting this. What if there's a 1 in 1,000 chance that a blue portal in the crypts can spawn as a gold portal instead, where you enter a special area and loot gold pile for around 3 minutes? No, go away. What if some I think?
What if I could just win the game forever?
Yeah. What if I just got free money sometimes?
What if there's only one too? So
Yeah.
you would just that would just be I randomly.
Oh,
get
is that repos as copy pasta?
5,000 gold.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Nice.
I think it'd be cool if they added a gear set where if you collect them all you get a bonus. Yeah, we've talked about that for sure. That'd be amazing. Yeah. Anything else?
I got a question for you. How do you guys think they could fix Bard? Because I have a whole speech about how Bard in its current implementation is nearly unfixable. I want to know what your guys' opinion
It's
is.
definitely fixable. I think the future of Bard is a lot of Bards are going to be running 5-song because spell capacity and knowledge is going to be really important. I think they're going to tier out the songs just like spells for Wizard, and you're not going to be able to bring in 10 songs for nothing naked anymore. If you want 10 songs, you're going to have a lot of spell capacity and knowledge, and most people will be running 5 songs with one of the skills. That's how you fix Bard. You make Bard viable as a 5-song caster.
Interesting.
That's what I think.
Now, here's a game design thing that's a big bugbear of mine about Bard. Hence why I think it's not truly balanceable. They're the only class that has a QTE to use their basic abilities. And through basic game design principles, that means that they either need to have extra strength or be strictly inferior to other classes, ignoring, the fact that they're AoE. But I feel like, do we feel like the QTE, it is very interesting and very in character, but how do you guys feel about them removing the QTE and replacing it with something like a different casting system?
I kind of like the casting system, to be honest. I think if they're going to release this game on consoles and there's going to be a bunch of controller players, this is how it's going to have to be.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
You imagine what Jay's gonna do when him and his group get the hands on some fucking Xbox kids when they just download this game first week. Dude, you better take it easy, Jay. You take a couple weeks
Dude,
off.
if it's
all right?
cross-plat, it's a giant mistake.
Yeah.
Listen, when the Nintendo Switch kids that just got off Animal Crossing come to play Dark and Darker, all right, let them have fun for a couple days, okay? Just leave them
I'll plug in my
alone.
controller and make it a little fair.
But did I
You plug in your
dream-
fucking Guitar Hero controller, all right? You make it fair.
All right, I
Did
got
I
the...
dream up the idea that Dark and Darker is getting a phone port? Because I heard that at one point.
They're
No.
in talks for a mobile version of Dark and Darker. Yeah, that's true.
Oh my
Okay.
God, please don't do that.
I see Spud Hunter in chat. You wiped a squad with a controller. Jay Griffia, did you? Did you use a controller and wipe a squad?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow. Spud, we got to get you on in the next couple weeks. October
Yeah.
October 3rd, Spud. Get ready. We're going to message you, so be ready. Knights of ShamWow has a good final question. I think the main thing needed right now is something for rich players to sink money into. What do you think would be a worthwhile incentive to spend gold on for geared players? So fuck high roller or whatever. Just what should be a gold sink for the richest of the rich? The Richie Richardsons like Jay and Repos. What do they need to be spending their money on? What do you think, Jay?
Have a good idea.
I don't know. Because I literally buy 0 gear. I have no idea what to spend gold on. The only gold I've truly spent this swipe was on Fulgore. So, I don't know. Repose always buys a ton of gear, so we're
Did
like
you,
complete opposites on the money spending department.
Did you do the full goal run?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I don't know. I'd probably buy cosmetics or something with gold, but I mean,
Oh
at the
yeah,
same
that would
time,
be a good one.
they need to make
Give us
money.
a gold crown.
That's the problem, though. Is like they need to make money. So I don't
Right.
know.
I don't think they're gonna sell cosmetics for gold. That'd be a mistake.
I have no idea what to do with the gold.
I'm gonna RMT for my gold cosmetics.
That's so silly. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I've been rich once in this game, and that's last night. But most of that gold's gone already, so.
Okay, there you go.
I don't know what to spend it on, because I'm spending it on gear to hopefully survive in normal lobbies.
You know, if they're gonna put the talent trees in, they could make respecking like very expensive.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
Do the
good
WoW
idea.
thing.
That's smart.
Um,
Make it cheap at
Yeah,
first,
I'm
and
not
it just goes up every single time. Starts at
They
10
could-
gold,
Yeah.
then 100, then 500, then 1,000. Yeah.
I feel like this would penalize new players a lot, but I feel like they could do the same thing with basic perks. Add like 100 gold to set up a new perk, or to set up your perks.
Wait, what?
I feel like that would hurt new players disproportionately, since I feel like the HR people don't change their abilities that frequently. So I'm not sure that's a good system, but that's like one of the only golds. Because
Wait, what? Say that again. What did you just say? I didn't understand.
you know how when you
Perks
set
will
up your
also gold
perks,
or
you can do it
something.
for free? Just pay 100 gold to change your perks and lock them in.
Oh, no. I don't think that'd be good. If I want to change my perks or my loadout and I have to pay money, dude, people would fucking riot in the streets. No shot.
That'd be a good one. Refresh the shops with gold.
That
That would-
is a fucking great idea.
Anyone
Who
other
said
than
that?
the
That's
candy
pretty good.
one. Anyone other than the candy one.
Whose
That's good, dude.
suggestion was that?
Philippa.
What a fucking
That is
brilliant
actually a good
bastard.
one.
That's really, really good. Pay money to refresh the goddamn merchants. I love that. Good on you.
Good one.
Good on you. I love that. All right, folks. We want to get back into the dungeons. I also need to eat. I'm starving right now. This was a great one. LordCollector, this was everything that I hoped for. You are a unique, intelligent individual. You have a very wacky way of playing this game, which is great. I think it's very entertaining to watch your stream. I think what you're doing is really cool. I dig your passion for it as well. I think it's awesome. So good on you. Keep up the great content, and thank you so much for joining.
Oh yeah, do remember, I'm giving away my Elven Bow of Truth after the podcast.
All right.
Ooh.
So twitch.tv/LordCollector if you want to win an Elven Bow of Truth, the artifact short bow, which is pretty awesome. So make sure you go check him out after the podcast ends to potentially win that bow.
Yeah. Actually,
have
it's a
revealed
survival
it.
bow.
Survival
Everyone
bow, sir.
did.
Yeah,
Wait,
survival.
wait. What if I spice up that deal and I trade you my life after death for the Elven Bow?
You can offer that to whoever wins the Elven Bow. It is pretty juicy.
I don't want this axe anymore, please.
That's.
I'll
I'll
take
take
it
it.
now. Give
I'll
it a
take
seven.
it.
Life after death? Put it in my raffle queue, man. I'll get around to
I'll
it.
use it. Shit, I'm a
Oh,
barbarian.
maybe. What?
Next week, by the way, is episode 35. It's going to be another round table discussion. We're going to have the Hold the Line guys on. It's going to be Ken Kenobi, So Bad Strange, and Arcane Armor. And then hopefully for episode 36, we have Spud Hunter on. We're going to keep harassing him and trying to get him to join. We'll have Jay do that. Jay, harass this
Do
man.
it, Jay.
Harass him.
Bully him.
All right.
Bully him into it.
I'm doing it.
Remind him he lives on a prison island.
Oh,
Australia. That's what it started out. Anyway, history's hard.
God damn it, Donnie.
And I don't know. Just, make fun of him being a kangaroo lover. I don't know, dude.
Sorry, Spud. He's a kangaroo lover. Yeah, totally, dude.
Oh, I might.
all right.
Guys, remember Steve Irwin? All right, let's wrap this up.
Okay.
Come on. Close this one.
I love Steve Irwin. He's a fucking treasure.
Yeah, he was a dog.
He's a goddamn treasure. All right, Donnie, where can people find you online?
Dadani on YouTube and Twitch. Check me out. Sometimes I stream.
Okay. Beautiful. Mr. Griffia.
I'm Jay Griffia on Twitch and YouTube.
Okay.
What? so
Why'd
funny?
you say it like that? You were like leaned
dead
forward. You had
inside,
like this
bro.
little smirk on your face. You're like,
Hey,
I'm
get some
Jay
sleep.
Griffia. Okay.
Because
Lord
we made it
Collector.
through without you making the OnlyFans reference. Anyways, Lord.
I am Lord
yeah.
Collector on Discord, Twitch, and YouTube.
There you go.
Beautiful. I am at Soma on everything except YouTube. It's at _Soma on the YouTube. Yeah, you can watch this podcast here or Dark and Darker shit. And eventually tabletop stuff will come back. Beyond that, though, thank you guys so much for watching The Darkest Hour, episode 34 with Mr. Lord Collector. Fantastic guest. Thank you for
Who
your
lives in
crazy
a-
insights.
Who lives in a mediocre heat area?
Yes, mediocre heat. Shirtless, no AC or fan on, just sitting in a
Yeah,
sweat
the
box.
shirt- the shirt-
in your house.
Sell one of those
No.
golden keys and get a new place, dude. Jeez.
We have this is in it. The room where my computer is an extension. So the people who built this house scammed my parents. I live in my family home.
Nice.
And so
Rich
the
kid confirmed.
AC doesn't rich in here, and we don't have enough money to install an AC unit.
Definitely not a rich kid. Never mind.
Oh God, no. I have a bunch of diseases, so I have to pay for medicine.
Oh, I'm sorry to
Oh,
hear
that
that.
sucks.
Yep.
That is sad to hear. I'm sorry.
You can always rely on me to bring the mood down in an instant.
Yeah,
No.
fuck you, buddy. Damn. No, that's
Anyway, so there's a raffle going on. Everybody head on over to Lord Collector. He's a sick kid.
Yep.
Come on, get in there. Make him smile. Come on, everybody.
Yes, we're gonna end the podcast now. Go check out Lord Collector's stream. He's giving away an artifact. Very, very cool. Have a great night, folks. Have a great week. We'll see you next Tuesday for episode 35. Until then, enjoy the dungeons. Peace out.
Sure.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.